If it's in Hampton Roads, it's on the Hampton Roads Show.
And welcome to the Hampton Roads Show on this Tuesday morning. Our live studio audience is from Lynnhaven River Now. Coming up on today's show, we're going to get the details on why they're working so hard to protect one of Hampton Roads' greatest assets and a very fun way that you can help get involved in their cause.
Plus, there's nothing like a good ghost story on Halloween. Today, I'm hitting the road to talk with scary storyteller L.B. Taylor, author of The Ghosts of Virginia's Tidewater.
And Fox's hit show Glee is all about the power of music education. Coming up, we're going to tell you how the show's creators are working to keep a song in the hearts of real school kids and how you can cast your vote to help 2 local schools win some serious cash for their music programs.
And then we'll go behind the scenes with the decorating pros from Busch Gardens, Hallow Scream, to get the scoop on how you can turn your home into a pretty scary landscape just in time for Halloween. They did a great job around here, that is for sure.
Apparently get a bunch of ravens and a lot of red flowers and you're good to go.
You're good to go. Although, you know,
but you have to put eyeballs in the flowers.
the audience area, I think, looks awesome. I think we should keep it that way all the time, those jewel tones.
Everywhere. And thanks to our friends at Busch Gardens, all of our audiences this whole week get a fun little prize, which actually they have right now. Audience, yeah. So hold them up, audience.
Yeah, all right.
Halloween-y,
Nicely
yeah.
done.
We'll get a picture of them in just a little bit.
We'll show them in just a second.
We got some really cool stuff going on in here, and we got some cool topics today, too. We saved the best for last, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Ooh.
Carrie's like, nah, I don't think so.
I like that music. All right, speaking of Halloween, it's Halloween week here on the Hampton Roads Show, so a lot of our hot topics were kind of focusing on Halloween things. We talked about candy yesterday, so now we're moving on to costumes.
Yep.
Want to know, are you a maker or are you a buyer of costumes? Meaning, like, if your kid says, hey, Mom, I want to be a ghost, I want to be a pirate, I want to be a Power Ranger.
A mummy.
Are you a mummy? Are you going to go, okay, honey, and try to sort through all of your knickknacks at home and try to come up with a costume? Or do you just say, you know what, we're going to go to the Halloween store and pick it out, pull it out the sack, and then put it together?
One of my favorite costumes of all time was in college. I went to the thrift store and I found pieces to be Frankenstein.
Oh, cool.
And I found some old boots and I put like 4-inch blocks on the bottom, painted them black.
Oh, really?
And I, stuffed the jacket and painted my face green, and I was towering over everybody. It was a really cool outfit until late in the night when the green paint started to melt. Then I turned into a zombie or something. So it started out cool, then it's got kind of weird.
That's a topic maybe we should save for like later about like costume disaster, kind of like a wardrobe malfunction. Because you're right, by the end of the night, man,
never
those costumes.
is the same. Like I started out one night as a mummy wrapped in pit, and the next thing I know, I was falling apart everywhere.
Well, I'm pretty sure when I was younger, my mom loved to sew, so she made a lot of our costumes, but they were fun, and I had some input into them, and I was like a genie one day. I was Cleopatra, and then I was a witch, which, if they want to pull up the computer, I pulled a picture of my brother and I. He was Dracula.
Oh, really?
Nice.
You have a little kid
the Buzz
picture?
computer, yeah.
Or was this like 2 years ago?
No, I was like, I don't know, like 5 or 6.
Before the appropriate age to stop trick-or-treating, as we were talking about yesterday.
No, not 2 years ago.
I don't know.
Carrie, how about yourself?
Well,
You've gone out on a limb.
When I was younger, we kind of tried to put them together, but we always went as like hobos and like early easy stuff. But I have to confess, this year, I mean, they're coming straight out of the package. I got one who wants to be Spider-Man and one who wants to be the Little Mermaid.
It's hard to duplicate that.
Yeah, I mean, we were just shopping for other things one day, and they saw those costumes and really wanted them, so I went ahead and got them, which kind of makes me, that. Cue the music for the working mom guilt. You know what I mean? If I had more time to make costumes.
At least you're getting them a costume,
What you do is you find friends who've been there and they have the Spider-Man outfit. I mean, and they pass it down to the next generation. I mean, there's so many used costumes out there. I mean, you'll get into that.
Thanks for trying to make me feel better.
You'll get into that.
Now I just need to figure out how to convince Jenny that Ariel wore a jacket sometimes. Because
good luck with that.
60 degrees on Halloween, I know.
Mermaids and
Thank you
jackets.
for picking the half-naked princess, because it's hard to warm Ariel up.
Yeah. That'll be fun. But sometimes the best places to get costume ideas and to get things that you need are thrift stores.
Thrift stores and Goodwill.
Like you said, just go and accessorize. If you have maybe like the pants and the shirt at home, just go, buy your accessories somewhere
Be the 70s dude.
And apparently zombies are really popular this year, so it'd be easy to find a zombie outfit. Just shred it up.
People may dress like, I don't know, their favorite ball player.
Really?
Yes.
What are you getting at?
Come with me, Chris. I'm trying,
Well, I mean, I thought we were saving. I thought we were saving that for last. Maybe a male. Maybe they'll dress as a male.
You're right. Thank you for the redirection. this is kind of like a hyper-local story, but in Norfolk, there's a neighborhood that's not getting their mail. Like 10 apartments are not getting it because a dog bit the mailman. And the dog owner was cited for not having the dog up on its shots. So the mailman was bitten, but is okay. The dog was quarantined and is all right. There's a little doggy right there, taking a nap, not looking very harmful in that situation, but bit the mailman. So do you think it's fair that now the woman who owns the dog and the neighbors are not getting their mail delivered to them? They have to go to the post office to pick it up.
For how long?
Because of the animal. I don't know. Like right now, mail service is suspended. Do you think that's fair, or do you think the mailman should start delivering it again, provided there isn't another incident? Or do you want to take a chance? I mean, how bad does it have to get? I mean, he was bitten. So I wouldn't blame the mail person for not wanting to go back there, but it's too bad that the neighbors are suffering.
I can imagine almost every day the mailman goes to that door and that dog goes crazy. I have a little Shih Tzu that's the sweetest dog in the world, but when someone comes to the door, it turns into a raving attack dog.
Yeah.
But that dog probably has freaked that mailman out every single day, and it finally got him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him not wanting to go back there,
Me
but
neither.
should 10 other people really?
Yeah,
you know,
I
be out
agree.
of
I
it?
mean, yeah, I agree. You can't blame the mailman, but at the same time, if I was a tenant, I would be really like,
Right, like,
why should I have to go suffer because this neighbor couldn't control their dog? Perhaps the neighbor needs to just, I mean, have the dog on the leash. Don't let it happen again. I mean, if it happens again, then maybe I could see that. But for the first time, I think I don't know. It depends on how long they're going to have to wait to go pick up their mail. If it's like a week or so, I could see that. But if it's just kind of indefinite, I don't know.
And once again, it's a pit bull in the middle of the story. Could be any dog.
I was trying to stay away from the breed because I was trying
Everybody
to stay away
has their
from the
opinion
breed,
on the
but it's
pit
like,
bull.
come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
It was a dog.
Okay, it was a dog. All right, the World Series has not been a dog this year. It has been outstanding. And the question is, are you watching the World Series? The Fall Classic has been phenomenal. The ratings have been great. First game wasn't good, but each night it's gotten better. There have been 4 one-run ball games, and last night the Texas Rangers took a 3-2 lead in the series with a 4-2 victory that came late in the game. The series shifts to St. Louis for Game 6 tomorrow night. It is an elimination game. It has been great. It's baseball, the Fall Classic. But the question is, do you care? Are you watching? I'm trying to, but it's kind of hard when they're 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But it's been great theater. It's been as good as baseball gets. The question is, do we have any sports fans out there? I kind of want to know because this is kind of a different show, and I'm a sports guy.
Yeah.
And I know you're a Boston fan, and Yankees fans and Boston fans sometimes don't really care about other teams. But if you're a baseball fan, fan, you like it because Albert Pujols, one of the greatest players of all time, had 3 home runs in one game. He had one of the best World Series ever. It was history in the making. Is that enough to make you watch?
Yeah. I'm not watching because it's way past my bedtime.
I know.
You know?
And that's the problem for a lot of people, especially kids, young kids who want to watch the World Series.
But I did give up sleep for the Red Sox. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I did. If it were the Red Sox, I would be in here.
How about that?
So we haven't been watching the World Series.
Yeah, I kind of figured. But
really
we're talking
can't weigh in on this
Halloween costumes.
Yeah, Halloween costumes. Are you a maker or you a buyer?
Mailman or the
dog,
neighbors.
And the World Series. We got a little mixed bag
Kinda
for you, a
all
little
around.
potpourri.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. You can join our conversation on our Facebook page, or you can follow us on Twitter at HR_show. We've been getting a lot of comments already. So we're also, remember, follow us on Twitter. We're trying to get our follower number up. I think we got to break 100. We're at like 92.
So are you going to make your Nancy Grace costume, or are you going to buy it?
That's good.
What?
I see you'll be going as a bully this year.
That's a good. I was just wear Nancy Grace.
I just.
Oh,
But you
man.
could wear the Dancing with the Stars evening gown.
No, I don't think so. It's all right.
He's going to be a zombie.
Sorry about that. Yep.
He's a
zombie.
big Keanu Reeves.
Probably.
Well, we all
Yeah,
want to
some
know if the
ugly
costume
monster
needs
type
to
thing.
involve a jacket. You have any advanced forecast for Halloween
Yeah,
night?
yeah. I think we're going to be seeing, some cool temperatures as we go into Halloween. Trick or treat time right now, looking at 50s probably. That's what we're looking at.
today.
Things could change a little far out yet, but that's kind of what we're aiming for. So let's pull out the 7-day forecast, and I'll show you what I mean. So we've got high temperatures today in the upper 60s, fair skies. Tomorrow we're going to see mid-70s. Very nice, mostly sunny, beautiful weather. Thursday, still nice, partly cloudy, 76, and then Thursday night and Friday, we drop those temperatures. Look at that, Friday, Saturday, highs now in the upper 50s both days. A few showers in there as the front passes Thursday night, and again, Friday night to Saturday, a little weak area low pressure will form offshore and give us a few more showers, but not a washout, anything like that. And then, again, Monday for trick-or-treating, highs will be in the 60s, but at trick-or-treat time, temperature will probably drop to the 50s. At least that's how it's looking right now. But at least dry conditions, so that's good. Hopefully that doesn't change for the kids. All right, and any grown-ups out there. All right, let's take a look and see the pop quiz for the day. Here's the first clue, a Roman god. Second one, a space program. Third one, an east-west road, and some thermometers have it. So
Okay.
think about it.
All
and
right.
we'll have the answer coming up in a bit.
All right, Jeremy, thank you very much.
You're welcome very
I think
much.
you're a very talented person.
All right, we have a lot of great prizes to give away this week. One winner will receive a hardcover copy of John Grissom's thrilling new novel, The Litigators, hitting bookstore shelves today. Make sure to log on to the HamptonRoadshow.com to enter for a chance to win the grand prize, John Grissom's entire library, 25 novels from his very first A Time to Kill to his latest, The Litigators, all in hardcover.
Wow.
And that is a great
Make
prize.
room
Yeah,
for
it
that.
is.
It says here, a mighty narrative talent.
Definitely.
Yes, he is. One of the best ever.
I agree.
Been around the block.
And a Virginian.
All right. Well, hey, Hampton Roads, do you think that you've got talents?
Well, it's Tuesday's Got Talent on Hampton Roads Show this month. We teamed up with NBC's America's Got Talent to give you your big break in showbiz by giving you your time in front of the judges of the upcoming America's Got Talent casting call next month in Washington, D.C.
Now, the first 250 people that register on the HamptonRoadshow.com are going to receive fast-track passes to audition, and then 3 lucky winners are going to receive a scheduled audition time with the judges. And today's scheduled audition winner is Selena Arnold.
Yay!
Congratulations. The America's Got Talent Washington, D.C. casting call is going to be on November 4th and 5th. Make sure you log on to the HamptonRoadshow.com for more information.
I wonder what her talent is.
We need to get him in here.
We do. We should have him.
Show
do a little
Mr.
sneak
Talent.
Maybe
peek.
we will. It's a good
Fast
idea.
track him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Make it happen.
All right, something that we know is definitely going to happen. Halloween week continues still ahead on the Hampton Road Show. We're going to get the spooky scoop on how you can save on all things Halloween, from candy to costumes.
And a little bit later, I'm going behind the scenes with the folks from Busch Gardens Hallow Scream to get a little bit of insight on how the pros decorate for Halloween.
But first, we meet a man who insists there are ghosts among us. Longtime author L.B. Taylor drops by to tell us a little ghost story on this week's Wreck on the Road.
All right, welcome back to the Hampton Road Show. We want to thank our friends at Busch Gardens for providing our audience with these fun Halloween spooky treats. So there they are. They're holding them up, waving them around. That's what we were trying to show you a little bit earlier on the show. But right now we're in the Buzz Center talking about our hot topics this morning, Halloween.
We're buzzing all over the joint. We've got all kinds of neat topics going on today, and thanks for chiming in, because
Yes.
we've got a lot of neat stuff to get
I feel
to.
like this is a little talk show segment here, don't you? We're
I
sitting
know, we're
down
sitting here with
on the
our
Buzz
pet
computer.
Raven.
Did we name it?
Nice. I don't know.
I don't know, we should name it. All right, so we asked, are you a maker or are you a buyer when it comes to Halloween costumes? My mom used to make a lot of our Halloween costumes when my brother and I were younger.
It's good practice.
Some people nowadays are just buying them straight out the pack. That's what Carrie's having to resort to this year. It's okay, Carrie.
We'll
She's
ho- we
having
won't
a
hold
little,
that against you.
little guilt there. Becky down on Facebook says, buy. I have no sewing talents.
Yeah.
Lakeisha says, a buyer faux show.
Faux show.
And let's see, Emily Brooks says, buy it. Louisa Coleman says, usually a maker of some sorts by gathering various items that I own or from the thrift store or wherever to make it work for the costume idea. This year, I don't really have a costume in mind, though. Shannon Sullivan on Facebook says, buyer. They look better than homemade ones. And then Debbie McMillan says, I've been both. Depends on what I plan to dress up. It might be easier to buy or it might be easier to make.
It's all about being creative and
Yeah.
looking and finding the right thing. If you want to be a maker, you got to really put your brain to work to find out the right thing to wear.
Yes, and so also we're talking about the World Series. Which
Are
is
we
your hot
talking World
topic.
Series?
Yeah, a lot
We
of
want to
people
know, are you watching? I've
weighing
been watching.
in.
I was up late last night trying to watch the end.
Have you had your coffee yet?
I have. How
Okay.
about this? Deborah says, baseball is the best, and this whole postseason has been awesome. Thank you, Deborah. And Elizabeth says, yes, but only because my home team, the great Texas Rangers, are playing. So it always helps when you have a dog in the fight. And speaking of dogs, we're going to switch right over to a mailman who was bit by a
Yeah.
pit bull in Norfolk, and now he will not deliver the mail at 10 apartment complexes.
Yeah, well, 10, folks are unable to get their mail. We don't know how long that's going to be, but just, do you think it's fair? Ben says, isn't this illegal? I don't know, Ben, but that is a good question. Becky Dowd says, not knowing the whole story makes me think, why are 9 others being punished for one person's dog? I think that you need to provide background. Was the dog in the yard? Where were the mailboxes, etc.? Corinne says the dog must go first. So she thinks that the dog must go for the mailman to be brought back.
You know, everybody's got a dog, and you know, every dog hates the mailman. That's the way it is.
Katrina Freeman, she says, no, I don't think that's fair. It's a horrible thing to have happen, and yes, the owner should have had the dog guarded properly. But in that line of work, you could almost expect to come in contact with the dog.
I don't know if the dog hates the mailman, but they all bark at the mailman, and then maybe they wag their tail.
No.
But in this instance, it did not.
All right. Well, thanks for sending us your comments, though. But in the spirit of Halloween, this week's Wreck on the Road takes us to a cemetery for a little ghost story.
That's right, Ariane. Today we meet a man who has made a living of telling ghost stories from the state of Virginia. Nobody tells them better than L.B. Taylor. Buckle your seatbelts. It's time now to hit the road. Well, this week's Wreck on the Road takes us to Yorktown, Virginia. We are sitting in the middle of a cemetery. We're joined by L.B. Taylor, an author of over nearly 50 books. His last 23 have been about ghosts, Ghosts of Virginia. His latest book is called Ghost of Virginia's Tidewater. L.B., tell me about this book.
Well, it covers this general area from Gloucester, say, out to Virginia Beach, and from there all Norfolk and so forth out to the Plantation Row and to Colonial Williamsburg area.
Okay, you've got a lot of great ghost stories. You've encountered a lot of neat people with a lot of great stories. Just give us one, this being Halloween week.
Well, one I like particularly was told to me by a woman who came up to me when I was doing a book signing at the Newport News Fall Festival a few years ago. She's a very well-dressed lady, and she said, I've got something to tell you, but I know you won't believe me. I said, well, try me. I hear that a lot. And she said when she was 12 years old, her grandmother died, and they buried her grandmother in a pearl gray suit. And as they were lowering the coffin in the ground, this 12-year-old girl dropped 3 pink rose petals on top of the coffin because her grandmother had always loved pink roses. Well, about 40 years later, this 12-year-old girl, now a grown woman, was in a hospital for a very serious cancer operation. They didn't know if she was going to live or die. She was in intensive care, no flowers, no visitors. And as they were getting ready to take her in the operating room, a vision of her dead grandmother appeared to her, dressed in the same pearl gray suit. And the vision spoke and said, don't worry, you will live to see your children's children. And with that, the vision vanished. The men came in as they lifted her from the hospital bed to the gurney to take her in the operating room. 3 pink rose petals flooded to the floor.
Now, have you ever had any personal encounters yourself?
Nothing happens to me. I'm not so sensitive to that kind of phenomena, but I have been scared. Mm-hmm. It occurred a few years ago when I was at a house in Bowling Green, Virginia called Old Mansion. It's over 300 years old. A lot of weird things happened there over the years. There were murders, there were suicides. One woman was frightened to death, allegedly. And the owner invited me up to get a tour of the house and learn of its history. As I drove down the driveway, it was at 8 o'clock at night, pitch black, dark, and I couldn't see anything. When I got out of the car, something thumped me in the chest, knocked me back a step or two, and I could feel the hair on the back of my neck curl. And I said, well, young man, you're going to have your first live encounter. Turned out to be the owner's large, friendly black lab.
And like you said, most of the time it's explainable, and there it is.
Well, I think 90 to 99% of the phenomena that people perceive to be ghostly activity really can be explained by scientific or rational means. But that still leaves that small percent, maybe 1% or less, that to me is inexplicable.
And it's that one small 1% that we see a lot this time of year, being Halloween. L.B. Taylor, thanks for joining us here on the Hampton Road Show. The name of your book is Ghosts of Virginia's Tidewater. L.B. Taylor is a spooky dude with some really good stories to tell, and he is this week's Wreck on the Road. You know, with over 400 years of turbulent history in Virginia, there has to be something out there unexplainable, and L.B.'s been a good job of documenting that. Question is, the woman, before she went into her surgery, was she anesthetized? Was she already under the drugs? Did it come to her then? We don't know, but kind of a spooky story from L.B. And L.B., thanks for joining me at Yorktown. It's kind of a neat place to do it.
What about the petals?
What about the petals? Well, you know, who knows? I don't,
Who knows?
Who knows
like how
about
they
that?
Throw that
He
up
was
to the
thumped,
1%.
and it was the
The
dog.
pedals. Yeah, it's kind of a dog theme in today's show, too. There's another dog.
No.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Good story.
All right, still ahead on the Hampton Road Show. Whether or not you're a fan of Fox's Glee or not, you can help the creative minds behind the show keep music in America's schools. We'll tell you all about the Glee Give-A-No contest and how you can vote today.
All right, speaking of contests, don't forget about our pop quiz. You can win a copy of John Grisham's newest thriller, The Litigator, from Doubleday Books on store shelves today. Just log on to thehamptonroadshow.com. Click on the pop quiz button at the top right-hand corner of your screen. Good luck.
Welcome back to the Hampton Road Show. We're joining the live audience today. They are from Lynnhaven River Now, and here to tell us more about what their group is all about and how you can get involved is Karen Forget, Executive Director of Lynnhaven River Now, along with Miss Chris McKinnon, Fall Festival Coordinator. And before we get to the Fall Festival, let's talk about Lynnhaven River Now. I grew up on Lynnhaven River, have fished and crabbed it my entire life. I've seen a lot of... I've seen a lot of big changes in the river. However, it's gotten better, but there's still a long way to go, isn't there?
Well, there's a long way to go, certainly, but we're very happy with the progress that we've made. And a lot of the progress that we've made in cleaning up the Lynnhaven is because of the help of our community. So this fall festival is a chance for us to celebrate the river with the community and to launch our new Pearl Home program, which is our way of thanking the citizens in Virginia Beach for the great work that they're doing on helping us to restore the Lynnhaven River and encourage them to stretch even further.
And that's really where it all begins, is the homeowner, because that's the biggest problem. They've built almost every spot on the river with a home, and everybody's putting stuff on their lawns, chemicals are all seeping into Lynnhaven. What do you want to tell the homeowners out there that's so important to be mindful of the river?
Well, everyone has a part to play,
Yep.
certainly, in any kind of environmental restoration work, and the homeowners have a part to play too, and the decisions that they make in their lawn about native plants versus invasive plants, about use of fertilizer, rain gardens, installing rain barrels, all those kinds of things cumulatively can make a big difference in water quality in the river.
You mentioned the plants. Boy, do I hate Phragmites, but that's just me. Okay, let's talk about
I don't think Phragmites has many fans.
No, I know. Okay, Chris, let's talk about the Fall Festival. Tell me about the Fall Festival, where it is.
It's going to be at Virginia Beach Middle School on November 5th from 11 to 5. And we're hoping it's going to be a really fun event for kids and very family-oriented. We're going to have activities for adults, talks, and for kids and even for pets, so you can bring out your dogs. One of our big things is scoop the poop, so we're going to have teaching kids how to scoop the poop. And
Yeah, you just got to get them on board saying it's okay.
yeah, get them out there when they're little doing it.
Yeah. Okay, Chris and Karen and the rest of you guys, thanks for joining us today. If you want to learn more about the first annual Fall Festival, is Saturday, November 5th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Virginia Beach Middle School. You can call 962-5398 or visit www.lrnow.org. The people from Lynnhaven River Now, it's all volunteer status, so if you want to get involved, please jump in because this is a really good, worthy cause. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
I'm okay now. The folks behind Fox's hit show Glee are working to keep music in the hearts of real school children.
I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the
Coming up, we'll tell you about the Glee Give-A-No contest and how you can help 2 local school music programs win some serious cash.
And then Lori Clayton, our coupon consultant, is here with some great ways to trick-or-treat without busting the budget.
And Halloween can be scary when you're up against a serious food allergy. We'll get some practical tips on how to protect your little wizards and princesses from dangerous foods coming up.
for the boys, sing it for the girls. Every time that you lose, you sing it for the world.
In this difficult economy, state legislatures and school districts are trying to cope with serious budget woes by slashing education funding. Music programs are often the first to go. That's why the folks from Fox Television, the creators of Glee, and the National Association for Music Education have teamed up to help raise $1 million to make sure troubled music programs stay in schools with the Glee Give a Note contest. Joining us from Los Angeles to tell us more about it is Rio Cyrus from Fox Home Entertainment and Scott Schuler, president of the National Association for Music Education. Rio and Scott, thanks for being with us. Welcome to the Hampton Road Show.
Good morning.
So whoever wants to start first, tell us about this program, how it got started, and how has it been so far?
This is a fantastic program where we figured that it's a natural extension of a show that's already inspiring kids to pick up an instrument, to join a choir, and really discover music. So from its inception, we just felt like this was a natural extension. And then partnering with the National Association of Music Education kind of added a little bit more legitimacy to our brand to say, okay, now we can actually work to give back to the kids and the fans of Glee who have actually brought this this particular issue to the forefront.
Scott, talk about why music education is so important to keep in schools, especially nowadays.
We know that students who are involved in music tend to come to school in the morning, they succeed when they're in school, they tend to graduate from school. We know that while maybe 27% of Americans graduate from college, 80% of children who have quality music education do. And we all know that music also changes our lives. It makes our lives better. So it's absolutely essential for every child, core subject.
What can schools do to keep music programs alive, say if they can't get into such a program like this? What are some things that they can do themselves to keep it going?
Music programs should be supported through public funding. As a core subject, every child needs an opportunity to do that. You know, one of the biggest problems we face is actually in poor rural communities and in cities where many of those children are losing out. Districts have gotten so focused on test scores that they've forgotten about the whole child. Children need to lead a good life. Every child does. So districts need to make a priority to make sure that children receive music and the other arts as part of their daily instruction.
Rio, talk about some of the entries that you guys have already received. And I understand what $1 million is guaranteed to go to music programs all throughout.
Yes, it's $1 million guaranteed donation, and it's actually generated by sales of our Glee DVD, which actually came out last month. And some of the videos have been just heart-wrenching. We've seen kids who are, you know, just picking up a camera and going around the school. They're engaging the teachers, they're engaging their faculty, and they're showing broken instruments. We saw a video where a school, the drums had rips in them, and they had to duct tape them in order to, you know, keep the ability to play the instruments. We're seeing folks with, again, the instruments are just in very poor shape. There was one video where the show choir actually had to practice in a storage room because they didn't have a room or in a gymnasium or an auditorium with any acoustics or anything in which to practice. But the passion that these kids really feel for the program, it's really inspiring. They're finding a way to continue to discover music. They're finding a way to really prolong their interest in music regardless of these budget cuts, and it's been really, really inspirational.
And as a former music teacher, I can tell you that duct tape doesn't sound so good on a drum.
I'm sure.
I would think
we're laughing about it, but it really is sad.
Absolutely, it's a serious issue. How do you both can weigh in on this really quickly. How do you think Glee has changed the way that kids and programs look at things?
Well, we're hearing stories from the kids themselves that the show itself has actually raised the cool factor a little bit for show choir and music education, and they're inspired to pick up an instrument where they may have not been before. They're inspired to actually go around singing and actually, you know, being proud of the fact that they are in show choir or, you know, part of a music program. And we're seeing videos from very little kids, like age of 6 to 7, to actually high school students as well.
And the music teachers really appreciate the attention this is focusing on the importance of music in children's lives.
Absolutely, and we thank you both, Rio and Scott, for talking with us. We have a quick shout out. We're proud to announce that a local school is in the contest, Governor's School for the Arts. They're in Norfolk, and they're already in the top 10, so we want everybody out there who's watching this to go ahead and vote for them, and of course the winners are going to be named in December. It's a great program, and we thank both of you for talking with us and getting the word out there.
Thank you so much.
All right, again, want to mention those 2 local schools that are competing in this contest. The Norfolk-based Governor's School for the Arts and Ruffner Academy's 8th grade band have entered the Glee Give a Note contest, and they need your vote, so make sure you vote. Log on to www.gleegiveanote.com to watch their submission video, and then just see what they would do for the prize money while you're there. You can vote for them. You can also vote once a day until November 7th, so let's see what we can do to help the schools win.
Halloween is supposed to be scary, but it's not supposed to be frightening for your wallet. The costumes, the candy, the decorations, it all adds up, but it doesn't have to scare the money right out of your pockets. Welcome Lori Clayton back, our coupon consultant, with some more clever ways to save for Halloween. And you found some finds. You started looking for your bargains the day after last Halloween.
Yes, and you definitely want to do that. That's one of the biggest tips. Is it's next Tuesday. You want to get up and go because it's the day after.
Clearance
stuff like crazy. My kids fortunately already we're doing a family thing this year. We're all going to be Wizard of Oz. Next year we're all doing Star Wars, and so the day after, you better believe we're going to go and try to see if we can stock up on some of our costumes, because there's not a whole lot of making those costumes.
But even if you can't think about costumes that far ahead, I mean, you were saying even something like this, a cute little candy bowl or something like that.
50 cents 2 years ago. Yeah, and still have it. Yeah, keep it, that kind of thing. So definitely think next Tuesday, plan it. You need to stop by somewhere, and don't think, hey, I'm there late in the day. There's always something that's left. Yeah, some of it might be picked over, but definitely pick it up.
I mean, right now somebody probably wants $10 for this.
Yeah, it was originally $8. It was originally $8, and I paid 50 cents for it. So yeah, absolutely ready to do that.
I'm glad you brought these back.
I brought these back. I know they were here a couple of weeks ago, but they're just little white lunch sacks, and you just take a Sharpie and make little ghosts, and so I thought those were fun.
Yeah.
And so on the theme of decorations, I have to show you this.
Okay.
This is the coolest thing. Okay, regular glass jars and a glow stick. You break the glow stick, cut it open with scissors, and dip it down in the jar. Now, I brought one in. You can't see it glowing, but I have a picture.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's amazing. They glow. The whole jar glows.
They glow and they levitate.
Yeah, well, they levitate sideways. Yeah, but the thing about it is you can see that they absolutely glow. Now, they'll glow for an hour to an hour and a half, so you might want to have some extra glow sticks on hand if your party's longer than that, or you expect trick-or-treaters longer than that, to clip open and just tuck in there. But I have a clean one because you can wash it out, run it through the dishwasher, and it's okay and safe to use.
That's a great decoration for around the yard, and it's not going to be hot or anything like that.
And it's cheap, and that's what I love. I mean, you can go to the dollar spot at Target or to the Dollar Tree and get 6 of those glow sticks for $1.
And I mean, you're coming across, your olives and pickles and things that you run out of.
That's what's so cool.
Super clever.
And we can end on candy. Candy, of course, can be a major expense, but there are 3 places right now this week where you can get some of this candy for really cheap, less than $1 a bag.
What?
So yeah, Walgreens, you can head there. They've got an in-ad coupon you can use, and then there's a printable. It takes it down to 99 cents a bag. Okay. Target, what's really neat, and you'll only be able to get 1 bag of this because they have a mobile coupon. So if you've got
there's a bunch in here.
Yeah, you've got a data package on your phone, and you get the mobile Target coupons, and what it is it actually has a barcode on the face of your phone that they scan. So with the Target mobile coupon and the printable coupon you get to use together, it makes 1 bag of this 49 cents.
And this is the good stuff, people.
Yeah, this is the good stuff. The stuff my kids will fight over once Halloween's over.
All right, so Walgreens, Target,
and then CVS. CVS, if you've got 2 computers, you can print 2 of those internet printables per computer. That would give you 4, and they have a deal where if you buy 4, you're going to get $3 in extra care bucks. It's that cash you can go back and use in the store. It makes it 75 cents a bag.
Should we be really kind of keeping our eye on CVS because they're kind of edging into this market? I mean, they've been around up north forever. Yeah. But they're kind of edging in here. So do you think they'll have more deals and stuff?
Oh, they have phenomenal. I'm so excited because I now have one built in one way that I go a lot, and then another one that's right down the corner from us. So I'm super excited. Yes, you can get lots of stuff for free. They'll pay you to shop.
All right.
So we'll talk about that soon.
All this information is on Lori's blog, and we're going to link that through our website, thehamptonroadshow.com.
As Halloween approaches, parents of children with food allergies must be adequately prepared in case of a serious allergic reaction if it occurs. And while parents of children with food allergies should be vigilant of what their kids eat, there are still potential serious risks at Halloween that require preparation. Joining us now from Los Angeles with her tips on an allergy-friendly Halloween is actress, advocate, and mother of children with serious food allergies is Holly Robinson Pete. Holly, good morning and welcome to the Hampton Roads Show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So what should parents be concerned about heading into the holiday, especially Halloween, for their kids that have food allergies?
Well, we want Halloween to be a fun time, and trick-or-treating is such a blast. We all did it as kids, and it's just important, especially for children with food allergies, and I have 2 children with very severe food allergies to peanut and milk. It's very important that we watch what they're getting, what they're trick-or-treating for. And you know, the good news is now my children are so proactive in their own food allergy situations that I don't have to worry as much anymore. But we have a rule: you do not eat anything until we get it home in the light where we can see what's in it, the ingredients. It's very important. But you know, they're kids, and every now and then they're going to sneak a little something. So we make sure we always have our EpiPen auto injector with us at all times. We usually have 2, just to make sure that in case something goes wrong, you know, we're prepared. You know, this is a serious issue, and 1 in 13 kids in this country have food allergies, and we want to have a safe and allergy-friendly Halloween. We don't want any scary, spooky, real scenarios.
What are some examples of candy or treats that people can give away, or if a family has children with food allergies, what are some things that they can do when kids come to the door? What should their kids be looking out for to get?
Well, you know, I think that I don't want to put a damper on, tell people that, oh, you have to get this kind of thing or that kind of thing. It's really more about the families that are actually trick-or-treating. You know, clearly peanuts is a big one, but you know, a lot of the candy bars have peanuts in them, and a lot of kids really enjoy them. So that's a big one. But I think the one point that tip I would give to what you're handing out is if you bake something, something that doesn't have ingredients on it, or allergens listed in bold print like so many of the candy bars do now, that I would probably try to avoid. But you know, Halloween is a fun, great night, and trick-or-treating is about neighborhood connection and all of that. So I don't want to, you know, be Debbie Downer about it. I just want to be really I don't want to put a damper on it, but I want to just make sure that everyone's aware, especially the parents of children with these allergies. And even as it comes to classroom Halloween parties, making sure you have communication with the teachers and with the faculty about what your kid's allergen is. And if you can go to EpiPen.com, you can get more information on these situations. But we just want a safe, allergy-friendly night. We don't want any emergencies, and we want to keep vigilant. It's very important.
You're absolutely right. Awareness. We don't want to, you know, Halloween is a fun time. I actually did a story with a family. Her kids had food allergies, and actually her kids were very young, but they already knew what types of ingredients to look out for. So they did their research. How important.
My kids are...
Go ahead.
I was going to say my kids are like that too. My kids are very proactive in understanding. Does that have nuts in it? Does that have dairy? So they do that. But you know what? Every now and then something slips through. That's why you got to make sure you have your EpiPen auto injector with you at all times, and that you're ready for a possible anaphylaxis, which is a severe allergic reaction, potentially life-threatening allergic reaction. So you want to make sure you're prepared in that way. But you know, and even if you feel you want to avoid trick-or-treating altogether, there's so many other options. You know, do some research in your neighborhood. Maybe there's a pumpkin patch that's doing something on Halloween night, and it's a little bit more of a controlled environment. So there's so many different options, but the biggest thing is to be aware, to be armed with information, and to have your EpiPen auto injector just in case.
And really quick before we go, Holly, what are your kids going to go as this Halloween? And are you dressing up?
We have a werewolf, we have Frankenstein, I think we have a vampire in there, and then maybe a fairy. She's not sure yet. Last year I went as Prince, and I was so good. I was the best Prince ever. I'm raising the bar this year, but I'm not really sure yet. Okay. So I'll let you know.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Holly Robinson-Peete, for talking with the Hampton Road Show. We appreciate it.
You got it.
All right, still ahead on the Hampton Road Show. I'm going behind the scenes with the decorating professionals from Busch Gardens Hollow Scream to see what it takes to create a spooky scene that stands out among the rest. Don't miss it.
Welcome back to the Hampton Road Show. It's getting a little spooky here in studio Hampton Roads, and
we are not this talented. The folks at Busch Gardens decorated our set. This is like the Raven area over here in the Buzz Center.
It's cool. It's dark.
Spooky.
So let's just start with Halloween stuff, shall we?
Fine.
Okay. We're talking about costumes, whether you make them or buy them.
Okay, and there's nothing wrong with either one.
Either way.
There's not.
And we just want to know what you think.
All right, Amanda says, sometimes I wish I was a buyer, but I'm a maker thanks to my grandmother who always made mine. Now I make them for my girl who wants to be a polar bear this year.
Oh, wow.
Wish me luck. There is some fleece in your future.
Yeah.
She'll be heading down to the fabric store.
I'd like to see that. Send us a picture of that.
Now that was Amanda. Amanda says, I hit the after Halloween sales and buy 3 to 4 costumes every year to use the following year. My current stash has witches, pirates, vampires, princesses, female Star Wars characters, and I thought there was only one female. Oh, no, I forgot about the prequels. I lost my place. Okay, she says she has almost every male Star Wars character, a pirate, and a knight, so she's just kind of ready. Because kids will change their minds.
Yeah,
here
I
and
know.
there.
From year to year, and we encourage that.
Yeah.
Make it
And you
different.
know, at worst case scenario, it all goes in the dress-ups chest.
That's true.
And then they can dress up. And
Pass it down to a friend. All right, let's talk baseball.
Okay, no.
Love baseball. The World
like you're not
Series
getting
has
your
been
ton.
great. It really has, and we want to know if you're watching. I'm really curious because it's been really good. So Casey Joe says, World Series is the best time of the year. Go St. Louis Cardinals. Amanda says, nope. But I guess I get updates from my hubby. I am the type that likes to watch sports live on TV. TV that makes me sleep. And then Shannon Sullivan says, the World Series is going on?
She's mocking you.
Yeah.
She's trying to get your goat.
Louisa says, sorry to say that I really haven't. I like being at the baseball game live, like North Tides Harbor Park. So, you know, some people are watching and some people aren't. That's okay. Different strokes for different folks.
Mike B says, I don't watch any pro sports as much as I used to. He feels like it's more of a business than a game. He likes watching college sports because there's no business in college sports.
Yeah, no money involved in college sports, not at all.
Okay, PJ Hunter says he doesn't follow baseball. Mike B is a regular loyal buzzer. We're just giving you a hard time. He knows that. All right, so that's it. Let us know what you think.
Appreciate it.
Our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter, HR_show.
All right, well, you can see that our set has transformed into a spooktacular set, all thanks to our friends at Busch Gardens. From the creepy crows to the dark side of the garden, the park's decorating team offers some tips that you yourself can do right at home. Halloween is right around the corner, and what better way to get into the spirit than to do a little bit of decorating on your own. I'm here with Kim Beck, visual merchandiser for Busch Gardens. Kim, welcome to the Hampton Roadshow.
Thank you so much for having us.
So you guys have totally outdone yourselves with our set. You're decorating it for Halloween, and you guys have also decorated Busch Gardens. So if people go there and they want to take some of those ideas home with them, what can you tell them?
Well, one of my favorite areas in the park is actually England when you first come in. It's filled with crows and it's very Alfred Hitchcock-like. So I really wanted to recreate that same feel here and for the viewers at home.
Okay.
So basically what we've done is to start, we've loved the whole idea with the sticks. It's very creepy. A lot of the tattered feel, the crows. And so we took some just basic 2x4s,
Okay.
drilled some holes into them, and then go outside and everybody's got plenty of sticks in their backyard. Just spray painted a few sticks, painted the blocks, and then drilled some holes in it, and then all we did was super glue them right into there. And then, so you're still going to have like a little bit of showing there, right there. So all we did was we took some moss from your local craft store, kind of put that on top of there, so then we've got this really fun, different piece here that kind of recreates that creepy woods feel. And then kind of completing that thought of clothes tattered and things like that running through the woods. All we did was we just picked up some fun fabrics, and you can do any fun color,
Just have fun with
anything
it.
you want to do.
Okay.
I really love the idea of the teals and the maroons. It's
I
just a
do
different
like that.
play off
Not-
of some Halloween.
Not your typical orange and black.
Exactly, and that's the thing. You want to be different and fun and creative with it because that's, I think, what's going to get, you know, everybody noticing it.
Yeah.
All your trick-or-treaters.
Yes.
So then we also, to complete that whole crow feel, we picked up some local, some birds of like the local craft store, and just kind of add those two. You can super glue them, or luckily these have some wiring on them.
Okay, I was going to say, how do they stay onto the little branches?
and so they
But
just
hang on?
stay on like that.
And those look very real.
Yeah, they're very, I know, they're very lifelike, so it'll be great, but it's a great way to just kind of add to like a mantle piece or to like your foyer at your house, so.
What's some of the inspiration behind how you guys have decided to decorate Busch Gardens this year?
Well, they pull inspiration from everything, from haunted movies to just little out and about things, little local haunted houses and stuff like that. So, I mean, you can pull inspiration from anywhere. Like I said, I pulled inspiration today from just the inspiration from the park itself, and I think that that's probably what people are looking for when they come, and just a different way to do it on a smaller scale, but something that's really cool for your home too.
All right, so Kim, if people want to come and get their last scare on, Hollow Scream is taking place for one more weekend.
That's right, just this weekend only, so come on out because once we're gone, it's done. So.
And after 6 o'clock, it gets really scary.
It does get really scary. There's great things to do for the kids during the day. We have the Forest of Fun, and all the fun Sesame characters are dressed up for Halloween too. But at night, it does, after 6, it gets a little scary. So if you're in the mood for scary, come on out.
All right, well, our set is definitely scary and spooky. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so this is a very cool trick that you can do at home. So these pictures, we used to have just random photos of, areas around Hampton Roads. All she did was print out the crows or ravens or whatever you want to call them on the printer, put them in black and white frames, and there you go.
Easy enough.
We switched out the pictures. How cool is that?
That's cool. It took me a couple days to notice that one. It was very...
I picked up right away.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, just because it's so unique looking.
It's very cool.
Difference between you and me? You and me. Difference between you
Remember,
and me.
this is your last weekend to check out Busch Gardens Hollow Scream. Log on to buschgardensva.com for more information. And remember, kids, for the little ones, after 6 o'clock, it gets really, really spooky and scary. Just ask Tracy Page.
Do you like to go?
Yeah, make sure you got plenty of time to get out of the park because, they start scaring. If you're at the other end, you got to walk through some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I've heard some people got kind of caught and a little scared there at the end. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Folks, but hey, you know what? It's all in good fun, and so just
walk through. Don't scare me, I'm leaving. Don't scare me, I'm leaving.
Yeah, basically.
I'm leaving.
All right, so enough about Halloween. Let's talk about the pop quiz for the day. Let's pull it out here, all right? You ready?
Mythology.
A Roman god. Not me. A space program, an east-west road, and some thermometers have it. So, there. What do you think? What do we got here?
Come on.
Oh.
What's in the thermometer?
Mercury Boulevard.
There you go, Mercury Boulevard. Very good. That's right. Some have alcohol, some have mercury in them. So, so that's where that comes from. Yeah, Mercury Boulevard.
We never get them.
You'll get it. We'll help you out.
Anyway, so when it gets to John Grisham, I didn't want to talk about that.
All right. Harry, I want you to know that if you knew it was Mercury Boulevard, if you knew you're going to get this book and a whole bunch of cool stuff from us. So join us in a few minutes and we'll talk more about it.
All right.
Come on back.
2 minutes to sulk and then more Hampton Roadshow.
Okay. All right, we'd like to thank the good people from Lynnhaven River Now. Their fall festival is November 5th at Virginia Beach Middle School. It is a great, great thing that they're doing, cleaning up the river. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
All right, we had a lot of buzz. Thanks to everybody who contributed to our conversation today. And don't forget all of the information that you saw today, all those great ideas from Lori Clayton. We're going to put it at thehamptonroadshow.com.
And really quick, I want to thanks the folks from Busch Gardens Hollow Scream for spookifying our studio for Halloween week. Don't forget to cast your vote for Governor's School for the Arts and Ruffner Middle School in the Glee Give a Note contest. So.
And thanks to LB Taylor for joining us on Wreck on the Road.
Have a fun Tuesday.
Bye, everybody.